Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and for today's reading, I am answering the question, what is next for you on your journey as human? I'm going to have two parts to this reading. One is what is next in spirit, so what is next in your spiritual journey, and two, what is next in the physical world. So that could be what you're manifesting in the physical world, that could be relationships, but ultimately I'm sure it will all kind of intermingle together. So I want to take a moment and introduce my Patreon to you. So in my Patreon, I am offering 2 in-depth pick a flower readings per month. One is internally based, your spiritual journey, your healing journey, your journey with your relationship to the self, and one is externally based, which is more focused on what you're manifesting, what you're creating in the world, what external changes are happening for you in your world, in your life. And for the internally based reading, I also provide an in-depth infinite prayer, guided visualization, and energy healing transmission. So I just did my first one last week. It is up now. It was extremely beautiful, and I'm super stoked to be able to provide those every month. So if you'd like to be supported by me on a monthly basis in the way I just described, a link to my Patreon will be down below. But otherwise, let's go ahead and get into the reading. So you can pick, these are all purple carnations today. The purple carnation represents spontaneity, fun, admiration, success, and wealth. And it's actually perfect for loved ones who are adventurous or have a wild spirit. So I kind of love that as we're talking about your journey as human on earth. So I kind of had this feeling like some of you might be travelers, adventurers. Anyway, so you can choose group number 1, group number 2, or group number 3, and I will see you in the reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. So for today's reading, I am asking the question, what is next for you on your journey as human? And it's going to have 2 parts. One part is what is next on your spiritual journey, and the next part is what is next in your worldly journey. So these could end up being like intermingling together and becoming like this one big conglomeration. But those are my intentions for the reading. So before we get started, I want to introduce my Patreon. If you'd like to be supported by me on a monthly basis, that is a beautiful way to do it. In that Patreon account, I am offering 1 in-depth, externally based pick a card tarot reading, which is more focused on what you're manifesting in the physical world. And also, I'm offering 1 in-depth, internally based pick a card tarot reading, which is more focused on your spiritual journey and your journey of healing. And in conjunction with that reading, I'm offering a longer form of an infinite prayer, guided visualization, and energy healing transmission. So I just did one last week, and it ended up being really beautiful, and I can tell it is extremely powerful. And if that sounds interesting to you, you can go ahead and click the link down below for my Patreon. You can kind of see what is going on there. I'm 1 month in, so I've got 2 readings and an infinite prayer session available for you to check out already. And we're entering into October as well pretty soon, so new ones will be up every month. So link down below if you want to check that out. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and get into this reading. So you chose group number 1, and the purple carnation is representative of spontaneity, fun, admiration, success, and wealth. And I read that is perfect to give to those who are adventurous or have a wild spirit. And I thought that was perfect for today's reading because we're talking about your journey as human. So I'm going to just set this right up here, and we're going to get into our Magic of Flowers tarot card. This is going to be an overarching theme of your reading, and you have Morning Glory. Okay, I love that this is the start to our readings today because morning is the start of the day. But this is giving a really beautiful, fresh energy. It's looking like new horizons. It's looking like, the next leg of your journey. I'm actually going to read a little bit from the book for this, and then we'll get into it. Wow, and it literally opened right up to morning glory. So that is a beautiful sign. Awaken to magic. Morning Glory's magical specialties is awakening to the magic of life, clarity, simplicity, happiness, harmony, intuition, divine guidance, receptivity, and relaxation. Awaken to the magic of life. Magic is within you and all around you. Granted, things may seem stale, boring, or mundane on occasion, but be aware that this is the illusion, not the reality. In reality, only magic is real. If a magical mindset currently seems like an insurmountable leap from where you are now, know that the magic hasn't forgotten you. The sky stretches infinitely over your head. The earth beneath your feet pulsates with life and reaches all the way down to the molten core. Your lungs breathe and your heart beats without you even having to think about it. This present moment is unique and perfect in its own way, and it's more precious than gold and more fleeting than a delicate blossom in the noonday summer sun. Love that. All right, I'm just going to leave it right there. There's a lot more in that book to read, but I think that captures the essence. So this is talking about rejuvenating your connection to life, rejuvenating your connection to your soul, to the spiritual reality of the physical world. This is bringing you back into the magic of the mundane moments, the magic in the day-to-day, quote, boring moments. So next on your journey is a deepening into the magic of your life and a deepening into healing on your journey, a deepening into the recognition that the present moment, no matter how comfortable or uncomfortable it may feel, this is where your life exists. This is where your healing exists. And this is where your next step exists in your life. And this is the step this is the place you're going to take the step to get to where you want to be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot cards. I think I'm going to start out with the Shadowscape Tarot. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I think I want to pull some Sacred Travel Oracle cards first. So I'm going to do that first. All right, so you got Distant Thunder. Okay. It says clear the air. Okay. And then you got Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Well, that's interesting. Okay. And then I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Enchanted Map. So very travel-y themed vibes. That's why I chose these oracle cards. Very much about a journey you're on. Because this human life is a journey. Okay. So we got Follow the Leader, number 40. And Into the Unknown, number 7. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the Shadowscapes Tarot. So far with the energies, especially with Distant Thunder and Impasse, and then with Into the Unknown and Follow the Leader, it feels like an initiation. So this feels like where you're headed, right? So in this Morning Glory card, we have an archway. And on the side of the archway that you are existing on, it is nighttime. And on the side of the archway that you are going to be existing in once you walk through this initiation, it is bright, sunny, fresh, new. And it feels as though this initiation is going to test your resolve in your belief in this new horizon, in your belief in complete healing, in your belief in the fact that your dreams can come true, and that a new dawn and a new day can emerge for you, where you are freer, lighter, more happy, and feeling like a new person. So with impasse and distant thunder, it's giving me this feeling of any impasses that, it's perceived impasse. It's like impasses that pop up that are a part of your subconscious patterning that aren't actually impasses. They're not real. It's kind of like this testing energy of, am I going to believe the subconscious patterning that's trying to hold me back or trying to like keep me safe? Or am I going to push forward through the resistance, through the fear, through the discomfort, into the new horizon that I truly know is there? Like, see this into the unknown card where she she's blindfolded, and it looks like has to kind of, especially with follow the leader here, down here, it's like she's blindfolded and she has to kind of feel her way through an initiation or a transformation, and she's doing it based off of faith alone. And there's not going to be a ton of physical evidence that this is the right direction to head in, or this is the right path. The only evidence will be that which exists internally, that which exists in your spirit, in your soul, and in your internal knowing. So this is an opportunity. You've got this opportunity right here, right now, to push through and to end up in this beautiful, new, fresh reality. But this is all about your internal resolve and your ability to believe in it against all odds, against all naysayers, against all internal naysayers. Yeah. Interesting. And it does really, like with the distant thunder and clear the air, it feels like perceived danger, perceived like negativity, or like it's like an unconventional path that the traditional paths and the traditional energies and voices that are rooted in what they believe to be what true security is are making you think or believe that the path you're walking is leading to destruction, or leading to insecurity, or leading to poverty, or leading whatever it may be, like worse fears coming to fruition. But really the path you're walking is leading you to abundance and this new horizon. It's just that energy. It's what are you going to feed? What are you going to believe in? What steps, like what direction are you going to take your next steps in? It's all up to you. And I'm encouraging you to follow your faith, to follow what you know to be true in your soul, against all voices around you that may make you doubt that. And with follow the leader here, and I love that it's number 4 up here, and this into the unknown. 7 is my number for the divine, for like divine intervention, connection to the divine guiding you. And then 40 reduces to 4, and that is a number for security. And this is follow the leader, and it's just feeling like following your higher self, following the divine is going to provide you with the most security, the deepest sense of security in your entire life. Like true security comes from your spirit, your soul, your connection to the earth, to the divine. It's a spiritual security that eventually, not even eventually, but that naturally reflects itself back to you in the physical world. Yeah, so interesting. And then for some reason, this tree in this card with the clock in it, it's like it's only a matter of time before you're in this new horizon, and all you have to do is continuously like put your head down and take step after step, even if it seems crazy or irresponsible or I don't want to encourage you to do irresponsible things, like use your best judgment. But even if it seems like crazy, just keep going, and it's only a matter of time before you'll start seeing these shifts occur in the physical world. Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna pull, yes, now we're getting into the tarot. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm going to be doing a mini Reiki blessing at the end of all 3 of these readings. So stick around for that. Okay. All right. We've got the Lovers. Hell yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be pulling or doing reversals. We'll see. We've got Justice. 2 major arcana so far. Ooh, interesting. Do I want to... I don't think I'm going to do reversals. 4 of Wands. 6 of Swords. These are beautiful cards. This is a beautiful reading. Like, you've got so much beauty ahead of you. Page of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. Okay. The Death card. Interesting. One more. And the 10 of Swords. Okay. And then over here on the bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Cups. Okay. Bear with me. Actually, you won't have to bear with me because I cut out all pauses, but I'm probably going to sit here for like 3 minutes and intuit this before I speak again. The first thing I'm getting, there are like heavier energies on this side of the tarot. And I'm almost wanting to see the journey that you're taking next as like it's going backwards. So, I mean, and I guess it doesn't have to be that way, but it feels backwards because like left to right feels like the linear journey. That's how you write. That's, you know, that's in our traditional world. Left to right is the linear vibe of things, right? A to B. But yeah, so I'm getting that your journey is going backwards, and it's almost like walking through these energies to get to this like 4 of Wands, this celebration, this happy home, this lovers, harmony energy. So the first thing I was picking up on is you are moving backwards in a way that is, it's like you're unlearning certain ways of being that don't serve you. And it's almost like in order to move forward, you have to move backwards. Whoa, this is a very similar to vibe. I don't know. I'm just picking up the exact same energy that I picked up in a recent reading. It might have been on one of my Patreon readings, but you're moving, you have to move backwards to move forward. Interesting. Okay. There is an ending coming in your life. And with the 10 of Swords, it's a complete ending. And there's a potential for it to be somewhat disappointing or painful. I'm not trying to scare you, or, you know, it's probably something you're aware of. I'm getting this feeling of like an anticlimactic send-off. Like the energy of like, say you've been in a certain work environment for like 5 years of your life, and you're ready to leave. Like, you're ready to move on from this work environment. It doesn't resonate with you anymore, but there is love there. There, you know, you love the people you work with. You love, like, there is love for the environment, the people you work with, something like that. It's like this send off because it is time for you to go. It's like this, yeah, lackluster send off. Like, it's kind of like, okay, this is over, but, and I'm emotionally processing things, and I'm allowing myself to fully transition in a way that where I'm in touch with my emotions around it, and where I'm sad about it. Like I'm processing mourning over losing something, even though it's something I want to do. I want to move on. It's like I'm processing this mourning and this release of these people or of this environment or whatever it may be. But the people around me, it's like they aren't processing it the same. Like it's almost like, okay, bye. Like it's not, but that's the whole reason. It's like, and this doesn't have to be people. This is just like an energy. It's almost like leaving something and because it had meaning to you, that doesn't mean it had meaning, like you're going to get that same love in return as you kind of leave the environment. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So this lackluster send-off, it's kind of disappointing. It's like, okay, like, is this all I meant to you? Is this all like, is this it? Like this, like, it feels like someone doesn't care or people don't care that I'm leaving. That may or may not be true. Maybe like whoever it is you're around or whatever it is it doesn't have the capacity to express their kind of emotional attachment, or, you know, it's kind of just this feeling of like, okay, bye. Like, and I feel like that's something to kind of be okay with before you process this ending. Like to acknowledge like, okay, you know what? This is not going to be this huge emotional, like love fest, or, you know, this is something that is coming. This ending is inevitable. It's going to feel weird in a way. Like it's not going to feel, I don't know. I think there's just a feeling of, did I matter in this space to who was in this space? Did I matter? And you might not get that confirmation or those words of affirmation of what you did mean to these people or this person. But that doesn't mean that you didn't mean any. Like you didn't, like they didn't grow from your presence, or I don't know. That's an interesting message. So I think that's going to help you in a weird way move forward. Like, wow, like maybe I put too much stock into those relationships or that relationship. Maybe I cared too much. Maybe I shouldn't have been caring as much all along. Maybe I should have been more detached and not let myself get so emotionally involved. You know, it's kind of like this feeling of awakening to the reality that there's a reason you're walking away from this environment, this person. There's a reason. It's an awakening to the reality that there's a reason you're walking away in the first place. That isn't where you're meant to be. And from that lackluster send-off that feels like, ugh, really? Like, there's a message here to just let it go and to just process it and just be okay with those energies. Be okay with that seeming apathy for like you walking away, and to like shrug it off. Like there's almost this feeling of like going for a run and just being like, you know what? Okay, I'm done. It's okay. It is okay. Like I'm going to still be in my emotions and process it healthfully in my emotions and my connections and my attachments. I'm going to just honor how that, like what that meant to me, what that phase of my life meant to me. But I don't need someone else to be able to do that for me to honor it. And for it to hold meaning for me. So there is this message just to let it go. It is okay if people aren't acting like they were like, you know, they're so upset you're leaving, or that, you know, that they don't care. That may or may not be true. It doesn't really matter. That's the message. It doesn't matter. This is about you and your journey and where you're moving and where you're heading towards. There's very much this feeling of like almost being stuck in that energy where it's like, no, we gotta go, girl. Like, boy, man, like, we gotta get out of here. Like, that was not our environment. That's why we're walking away. We gotta move forward. Like, cut the cords. Like, it's okay. Like, send the love that, if you need to make yourself feel better by sending love to that person, environment, people, etc., then do it. Do what you got to do to live in your love and live in your light and move forward and truly cut the cords, because it feels like there's like a tie or a tether that's just like kind of like keeping you like stuck here. Like, you're trying to make meaning of something. You're trying to make something mean more than it actually did. And maybe it just didn't. And maybe it was just a space that you existed in for a little while that, you know, served you and served the other people, person, environment, you know, and that's it. And it's just time to walk away. It's time to move on from that space. So then we move, because like I would imagine like this Five of Swords energy here is that conflict energy, and it's all intermingled. Like, we've got death here. I almost want to put death here because we're going this way, of course. We're going backwards, and death would be the next step, and that is that transformation. And in this death card, we've got the phoenix rising from the ashes. And that will be you. It will be like all that, like, kind of like dried out, like dead energy that didn't, like, you know, like attachments to that dead energy, like just letting it all like burn up and turn to ash and let it go. Like, this is your next step. You're the phoenix rising from the ashes of that. And you've got this whole new journey ahead of you with the Page of Pentacles. It is this new step on your path that's brand new, that's extremely promising, that is solid and stable. It is like taking a step on like solid ground after being on like molten lava, like being on like a precarious ground where you have to like jump over cracks and make sure, like, it's kind of like, like you were on unstable, like almost like hanged man energy. Like, you were just like floating for a while, or you were on unstable ground. And it's like this first step onto truly rooted, stable ground that is based off of the stability and the security that you've gained in your own soul. So it is a physical representation of that security and stability that you've gained. Next, we have over here the Six of Swords. That is about movement. That is about movement from rocky waters to smooth waters. It is very much this like Page of Pentacles, first step on a solid ground path, secure path, stable path. Just feel like you're going to be feeling more stable and secure than you've ever felt in your entire life. And your path and the ground beneath you is going to feel insanely stable and secure. And then we've got this beautiful Four of Wands. It feels like the Six of Swords feels like a period of time. Like, once you've stepped onto the stable ground, it's this period of time where you, like, especially like if you look at this card, she is resting on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so there are 6 birds. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there are crows, which I like to think of as very protective beings. And then you've got someone resting on this beautiful like swan. I'm not sure what it is, but she's up in the sky resting in the light. And it's giving me this feeling of adjusting to your new sense of security, adjusting to your new environment, stabilizing your nervous system to accept the new, safe, stable environment. There's a period of adjustment. There's a period of rest. There's a period of acceptance for your new step on the journey, which could come with ups and downs. It could come with like some just processing that you didn't expect. And that's okay. That's normal. I think there's just a strong message of stabilizing your nervous system, rooting into the new path, knowing that you're safe on this new path and that it is literally like your life's forever changed and it will always be changed. Like, this is the new like baseline. This is the new stable ground that you'll never like fall below, if that makes sense. And then next we've got this beautiful Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is about a happy home. It's about celebrating how far you've come. It can be about marriage. It can be about, to me, it just feels like you're in the environment you want to be in. You're with the people you want to be in. You're being celebrated and seen and witnessed for who you are. And this is where you're headed. This is this new horizon, this like with this morning glory, this early energy we picked up on. Yeah, like you're headed into, I think it really has to do with home and with groundedness and stability and feeling secure, and that with that comes financial security. This is a really strong, like this new plateau you're stepping on, this new stable ground, I believe definitely has to do with a deeper sense of financial security. And it's the type of financial security that's coming from a security within your soul. You know, and you recognize and you honor the reality that your true source is God, is spirit, is the universe. Your true source comes from within, and any money, any physical or material provision, any food, anything that you receive, first and foremost, comes from God. Everything comes from God and the earth. And you recognize that and you honor that as a part of your journey. And that is why you feel so secure. If you put all your security in money, you wouldn't feel secure, because money is the effect, not the source. Then we move on to this Justice card. The first thing I'm getting with the Justice card, so scales balancing, it's giving me this like boomerang feeling of if there have been like earlier investments that you've put in your life, as far as your spiritual journey or your material journey, like things you've done to push yourself into this new reality, I'm feeling like a pendulum swing that goes quite far. So it could be an influx of abundance. It could be an influx of spiritual blessings. It could be an influx of feeling more happy and joyful and light and freer than you've ever felt. It's really giving, like, after you've gone through this initiation, you kind of like, it's like you go far in the other direction in a positive way. Like you've gone through all of this heaviness and this phoenix rising from the ashes. It's giving this feeling of, it almost feels like this first energy was like stabilizing yourself, and then you're in that like justice, like scales balanced, like we are on a high, like you're entering into a high period that is safe to exist in and experience. And it feels like you've done the work to be able to fully experience that high period, that happiness period, that joyful freedom energy. And then lastly over here, we have the Lovers. And with the Lovers, I'm kind of feeling relationships, or a happy relationship, especially with the Four of Wands being over here. It feels like new energies and people coming into your life to help support this new version of who you are. People who see you, understand you, get you, feel resonant with you, or a person. You can put like whatever resonates, a person or a group of people or both. It really feels like you're surrounded by love. You're surrounded by, in a harmonious environment that feels true to who you are, where you get to exist as yourself, in your freedom, in your love, in your purity, in your goodness, in this new sense of security and stability, and be received. It feels like you're just being received in this new energy, in this new environment. And like you're being, I don't know. And it just feels like you're making love to it. Like, I know that sounds kind of weird, but like you are connected to it in such a way that feels so right, that you feel like inspired to like meet new people. You feel inspired to try new things. You feel inspired to go on adventures. Like you want to be a part of life. It's like you finally feel like truly balanced and free, and yeah, like you want to participate and you want to like have new experiences in your life, and it feels really good. So, oh my goodness, Jackson's up here. He wants to say hi real quick. I'm gonna let him. Jackson, no. Candles. I'm gonna let him say hi real quick. So yeah, this is my buddy. This is my buddy boy, and oh my God, I'm gonna put him down because he's acting crazy. I think I'm actually gonna let him out real quick. He's like, he was just gonna cause a ruckus, so. Yeah, he wants out, doesn't he? All right. let me get back into this. So I really feel like we were kind of wrapping things up. There is one little message here on the side here. We've got the Four of Cups that was on the bottom of the deck. Oh my goodness. I haven't even pulled cards from the Muse Tarot. Maybe that will, okay, we'll do that at the end. But we do have the Four of Cups here. So there, let's see. For some reason, the message I'm getting with this Four of Cups card is, you know, sometimes, like, life is never perfect. There will be times, even when you're in this higher energy, where things are a little mundane, but it's almost like a welcome boredom that's going to kind of permeate, like, your reality in this new place you'll be in. It's like a feeling of, like, simplicity, like being okay with things not always being on this high. Just being grateful that you even ever got to feel that way in the first place. There's a really balanced and grounded experience of joy that's coming through. Like, once you're in that place, you're not going to take for granted, like, having gotten there and, like, where you're at. Like, you'll always be so grateful. Like, there's just a very rooted sense of gratitude and stabilized joy mixed with mundanity that's just healthy. So, all right, I'm going to pull a few cards from the Muse Tarot, and then we're going to go ahead and do our mini Reiki blessing. What else? So this very much felt like a mixture. I was asking earlier, you know, what are your next steps on your human journey? And this did feel like the spiritual version of it. And I just want to pull a few things. Are there any things in the material world we need to look out for? It did feel kind of intermingled, like all of it could kind of work together. It's hard to pinpoint in a tarot reading, like, specific material things. But I'm going to see what we can see. And take these if they resonate. They just might be confirmation for you. So we've got the Nine of Wands, which is literally perfect for describing this initiation energy, this one last stretch, this push into the next phase. Yeah, definitely. And then we've got the Seven of Wands, which is about defending your position. And again, we did mention earlier, this is just confirmation, because we mentioned earlier that you need to root into what you know to be true on this journey. You need to follow your intuition, follow your soul's guidance, even if it doesn't make sense, and not listen to the naysayers, not listen to collective energies that tell you what you're doing doesn't make sense or isn't the right way or doesn't provide true security, when really you know that your way is providing actual true security. And those voices that think they know what security is are really talking about control. And those are two different things. Again, oh my gosh, you got the Lovers, double down. Holy crap. So you're definitely, I think there's opportunity for a deepening into communion with an intimate partner, or within your relationships in general and within your community. It's like the strongest message is a feeling of deepening into your feeling of connectedness, like true connectedness to your community, feeling like you belong, feeling like you're truly seen, you're honored, you're uplifted for exactly who you are, and you're doing the same for others in that community. There's a harmonious interbalance between you and the people around you, and they want you there just as much as you want to be there, and just as much as you want them in your life. It's very beautiful. It's very it just feels right. It's like being around all the right people, being with the right person. Everything feels balanced, harmonious, good, and it feels like you. What the heck? You got the Page of Pentacles again. So this is definitely, you have opportunities for new financial gain, development. If you are, this is very much a feeling of like money coming in. This is a feeling of like the provision, the resources in the physical world, like everything you need showing up. This is your trust in knowing that you deserve all of that and that it's inevitable that these pieces of the puzzle fall into place, like literal, actual, physical pieces of the puzzle, like money, like provision, like whatever it is you need. Because of all of the work you've put in, because of the faith you've put into this, what you know is going to bring you true security, and the actions you've taken based off of that faith. It's just inevitable. And then, of course, your last card, and I'm leaving it at that, is the Queen of freaking Pentacles. Yeah, money, 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 for sure. Money, resources, like this is you as a self-resourced person. This is you like standing in your power and your strength and your knowing of how to interact with the material physical world in a way that like gaining the most from doing the least kind of thing, like doing what you love, doing what fulfills you, doing what doesn't even feel like work, putting in like these investments and knowing that they're reaping true benefit. It's this feeling of just healthfully and harmoniously interacting with the material world, your financial reality, how you're serving the world, and how you're reaping benefit from that, how you're being like fed into from what you're feeding outward into the world. It's this it feels so like power. It feels like true power. Like I have attained this ability to know that I never have to feel impoverished, and neither do my loved ones. I am able to resource in a way that provides not only more than enough for me, but more than enough for my loved ones as well. And what I'm doing to create this wealth, create this abundance, is providing, like using my gifts to provide the world and like the earth and humanity and the people with these beautiful, amazing tools to make their lives better. So it's just this beautiful, ever-flowing, like wellspring garden that's just coming from your soul that you've tended to beautifully because of this faith you've put in, the actions you've taken through faith. You've become this resource. It's almost like you're the resource. You have created this reality where you're just overflowing with abundance, and it's like never ending. So that's like your new reality. So that's where you're headed. A very secure, grounded, rooted, beautiful soul that provides and gives, and not to her detriment. There's also this feeling of always feeling satiated, feeling like I know my limits, I know my boundaries, and I will not be exploited. I will not be taken advantage of. I will provide, but in a way that serves me as well. Yes, period. Okay. All right. So that is your message. Beautiful. Next steps on your journey. I mean, just keep going. Like there is an initiation before you end up here. And like, I hope you remember, like it is a journey to get there. The letting go, there's some tangled energy that you need to release, and some conflicted energy that you need to release of releasing this, whatever it is you're letting go of and walking away from. There's this transformation that's taking place inside of you. Again, that's the main thing. I think just pushing through and following your faith blindly, taking action step after action step based on faith, not listening to the naysayers, just cutting the cords where they need to be cut. Don't overthink it. Just walk forward. It's okay. It's okay. You've got this. All right, cool. All right, so we are going to go ahead and do our mini Reiki blessing now. So you can pause the video if you need to get comfortable, but wherever you're at is fine. Just be careful if you're like driving or something. Just stay awake and alive. You'll still just intend to receive, and you will. You'll still receive it. But yeah, so okay. Go ahead. Take a few deep breaths. And know that you can trust yourself. Oop, try this again. You can trust yourself. You can trust your inner knowing. You are on the right path. You know what you need to do. You are this Queen of Pentacles. You are this resourced person, this rooted person. And the way in which you provide for yourself and others is completely harmonious and in balance with the earth and with humanity. Now I want you to visualize yourself in your desired reality. Visualize what it feels like to feel lighter, freer, to feel like you're in harmony with the people around you, your surroundings, to feel like you're home, you're truly home, you're at your soul's home. And within this space, you are a contributor. You are someone who provides love, support, and honor. You are right where you are meant to be. The past feels like a distant memory. You're the one who got yourself here. By following your calling, by following your inner truth, you found yourself in a place of harmony, love, security, abundance, and freedom. Alrighty, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your presence. I hope this supported you on your journey and gave you the motivation and inspiration you need to continue on your path. If you'd like to support me, the easiest way would be to like, comment, or subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my Patreon if you'd like to be supported by me in a more in-depth way on a monthly basis. I also have infinite prayer, energy healing blessings that you can check out. There's a link down below for that. I've also got some really cute merch. It is my beautiful bee and flowers logo that I had made by a Ukrainian artist with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human." Sweatshirts, t-shirts, tote bags, stuff like that. And lastly, I just made available a few personal readings. So I do private one-on-ones, and I also do pre-recorded readings. And they can, or like it's up to you whether or not you include a Reiki blessing in those as well. But my one-on-one sessions always include Reiki. So yeah, if you'd like to check all of that out, it is down below. I also have another YouTube channel called Soul Harken. It is just this beautiful conglomeration of my voice and my heart and my soul. And yeah, there's a link down below if you'd like to check that out as well. So thank you so much for being here. Have such a blessed rest of your day. Bye. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to your reading. My name is Krista, and today's reading is going to ask the question, what are the next steps on your human journey? So my intention for this reading is to both include your spiritual journey and your journey on the material plane. So I think we are, and I also want to, so sorry. I keep forgetting to do all these little technical things, but I do want to mention my Patreon. So for my Patreon, I am doing 2 in-depth pick a card tarot readings every month. So for the first one, it's going to be a more externally based reading, which is more about what you're manifesting, just more worldly energies, like what's going on in the physical around you. What do you want to create? And then the second reading is going to be about your spiritual journey. It's going to be diving more deeply into your healing journey. And then included with that second reading is an in-depth infinite prayer, guided visualization, and Reiki blessing. So I just did my first Reiki blessing within that, within Patreon just a few days ago. And it ended up being really powerful and really potent. So I really believe in what I'm doing on Patreon, and if you'd like to be supported by me on a monthly basis, there is a link down below if you'd like to be a part of that. But let's get back into our reading. So also for this reading that we're doing right now, I am going to do a mini Reiki blessing at the end, just so you know. So stick around for that. But you chose the second purple carnation, and the purple carnation is representative of spontaneity, fun, admiration, success, and wealth. And I read that it is perfect to give to loved ones who have an adventurous or a wild spirit, like a free spirit. So just so you know. And then, yeah, we're going to go ahead and I pulled a card from the Magic of Flowers Oracle. I'm going to read a little bit out of the book from this as well, but this is going to be an overarching theme or energy for you. So you got, you got tuberose, and it's really a beautiful picture. It is a couple, I'm assuming, a partnership, an intimate romantic partnership, if you want to look at the picture. Really beautiful. Or it could even represent, being blessed and held and supported and protected by a more masculine energy. And that could be in the form of a human, or it could be in the form of the universe, God, or it could be, a balancing of the feminine and masculine elements within you. But in this in particular, this image is really giving me that loving, beautiful, masculine, like generous, providing energy. So however that comes through, we will see with the supporting cards. But yeah, with tuberose, I want to read from the book. So let's see what we got. Okay. So tuberose's magical it says romance. So yeah, tuberose's magical specialties are intuition, peace, protection, purification, sensuality, and wealth. Like the sweetly mesmerizing aroma that permeates any area where the otherworldly tuberose blossom happens to dwell, romance is in the air. This card signifies a romantic relationship on the horizon, or an existing one that is about to blossom forth into a beautiful new phase. It might also be a message about opening your heart to the romance of life in general, reveling in the sensual pleasures of the moment, and treating yourself like the precious divine child that you are. Tuberose wants you to know that your romantic yearnings are gifts in and of themselves. Through opening to the fluctuations of your physical and emotional desires and allowing them to be what they are, without judgment, compulsiveness, or excessive angst, you activate your magnetism and empower yourself to attract ever greater levels of romance, as well as all other forms of positivity. Tuberoses' pure sensual presence also communicates that while you may enjoy being in relationship with others, you are in truth one with the divine and are therefore never dependent on any person, place, or finite condition for your ultimate satisfaction. Through letting go of the need to control or predict the future, you open up to the spontaneous joy and romance of the present, and all that you've been chasing after begins chasing after you. Aw, I love that. So definitely sensuality. I'm feeling this strong sacral chakra activation here. There's this feeling of being more connected to the beauty and the romance of your life, being more connected to your body. There's this feeling of letting go of how romance comes in, letting go of control over how you're attracting this beauty into your life and just trusting in the flow of things. And yeah, there's a beautiful knowing coming through, but a detachment and a trust. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Sacred Traveler and we'll get a little bit more context. There's a message of like, if you don't succeed the first time, try again. Huh. You got valiant courage. Take action with passion. And wandering path. Enjoy the journey. Okay. Let's pull a couple of Enchanted Map Oracle cards. There's a really just beautiful energy coming through of joy, connectedness, like feeling satiated in my, like I feel like satiated in my body, satiated in my sensual energy, just feeling connected. Yeah, it definitely gives a feeling of a harmonious, romantic partner, sexual partner even, like it's giving, yeah, like romance for sure. And then we've got number 41 with unexpected visitors. There's some wisteria in this card. There's a rabbit in this card. And okay, we'll get to the visual, the imagery there. And then number 2 with gentle gardener. Okay. All right, I'm going to dig into the Shadowscape Tarot. So, there very much is this strong feeling of, and it said that in this book, the book that I read for this tuberose, a feeling of, it's a feeling of following your heartfelt desires and passions and taking action towards them or through them, but with detachment of how everything unfolds. And especially with Enjoy the Journey, Wandering Path, there is a very strong feeling of, and unexpected visitors even, some like unexpected energy here. Expect the unexpected. So it feels like in regards to romance in your life, there is, and this might not resonate for people who are in a relationship, in like a happy relationship, because I'm getting a feeling of someone who's on a journey to find love and who wants to find love and wants to attract love into their lives. But take it as it resonates. Don't leave yet if you are in a happy relationship, because like I would say, if you're looking for more passion and excitement in that relationship, this could still resonate. But with unexpected visitors, yes, it just feels like the normal ways that you have gone about going after that passion or attracting the love you want to attract, or attracting like a deeper sense of intimacy, or attracting the partner you want. The normal ways you've been going about it there's just a shift, like a be open to something that might happen for you that, yeah, just be open to the unexpected. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm digging too, I'm like trying to, I'm trying to overanalyze it. And there's really not a lot of overanalyzing to do other than literally take your path, enjoy the path you're on, follow your passions and trust. And this beautiful new romantic journey is on the horizon for you. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups, or the Knight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Sun, the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, there very much is this feeling of deepening into your own, the pleasures that you have on your own. Like there is a strong message of detachment from other people, from a potential romantic partner. There's like a detachment from control of how it all unfolds. And there's this feeling of deepening into your sense of like romanticizing your life as it is, and like finding the joy and the simple pleasures of life, like in your own sovereign being and in how you're relating to the world, just specifically you. So there's very much this feeling of romance is available to you, even if it's not in the form of a romantic relationship, but there's heavy emphasis on the romantic relationship, but there's also heavy emphasis on detaching from the object of your affection or the object of your desire, like how it's going to show up in the physical world, like how the clues are going to fall into place, like how all the little elements are going to come together. Like you are on a journey. And this is meant to be exciting. This is meant to be like an unknown thing. This is meant to be one of those things where you're just wandering along your path, enjoying your life and loving your life and loving who you are and feeling connected to all of like the beautiful things on your journey, and all of a sudden stumbling into the arms of someone that's amazing. You know, it's kind of like that. You cannot control it. You cannot force it to happen. It doesn't work like that, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. It's all about divine timing. There is going to be divine timing for this all to play out and for things to come to a place where it makes sense. Okay, one more. And justice. Yes, exactly. Like everything, like the balance, like it needs to feel balanced, the scales. I love that we have the Wheel of Fortune over here on this side and then justice over here. It's like these two beautiful energies just like holding everything in place. And it's trusting the divine, trusting that everything is working out for your favor, that everything is like, if this is a true soul desire of yours to have this deeper intimacy, to have this love relationship, to have this connection to your sensuality, to your sexuality even, like a healthy sexuality or sensuality, or a healthy sexual partnership, or all the above, and this like, and it is, I'm getting this like juicy like connection to life, like this feeling of being comfortable in your own skin, feeling good in your own skin, feeling like exuberant and like you're embodying all of yourself and you're comfortable with all of yourself. You feel like you feel beautiful. You feel expressive. You feel like you're able to fully connect with life and connect with yourself and connect to others and just feel rooted in who you are. And in doing so, it's like inevitable, because you're so connected to yourself and you're connected to those around you and you're connected to your life, it's inevitable that you will meet the person that you're meant to meet, or that you will fall into the energies that you're desiring to fall into. Yeah. So, okay. All right. What else? What do we have? I mean, and we have the Knight of Cups, which is literally about romance. I I feel like with the Ten of Wands being here, it feels like some energy around romance in your life feels like a burden. Like you're carrying a weight of like, oh my God, okay, so this could be like, if you're in a relationship, it could be like, oh my God, I need to fix this problem between us, or I want this issue, or I'm desiring so much from this relationship, and you're putting the burden on the relationship because you want more out of it. Or it could be, if you're single and you're looking to find someone, it can be this feeling of like, this is such a weight on my shoulders. What if I take the wrong steps and I miss meeting my person? Or what if I fuck it up, like what if I do something what if like the energies aren't right? And like with the Wheel of Fortune here, you literally can't fuck it up. The energies will always be right to meet the right person. If you do end up like, quote, screwing it up, or like, misstepping, and like someone you thought was the one ends up not being the one, or ends up being pushed out of your life somehow, that's not the one then. Like the Wheel of Fortune is all about divine timing and everything working out for your benefit. It really does feel like all the puzzle pieces are coming together though. And I think the only, like with the Three of Pentacles, it's about collaboration, and especially it's being earth element, but it's kind of giving me this vibe of like your spirit guides, your person's spirit guides, working in the material to help craft this perfect circumstance and reality where the two of you come together effortlessly, and where it's the right timing, where the physical circumstances are correct. And it's just like perfect, like a perfect concoction for this magic to happen. And I think the one element that is missing from you, or that like one message that's coming through for you, is this deepening into your own personal sovereignty and love of your life, and finding the joy and the beauty in the small things in your life as it is, detaching from the external object of your desire, and focusing on the desire itself, and learning how you can satiate that desire in ways that don't involve another person, even that bring in joy and love, and like there's this feeling of like wanting to explore new paths to love and excitement and curiosity, like through curiosity, like for instance, I'm thinking of like learning a musical instrument. I mean, this Nine of Pentacles has a woman playing a piano, learning like a new type of art form, just like finding the beauty and romance in life in a way that it's something that's sustainable through your entire life, and doesn't need another person. So you interacting with life in that way is what eventually is going to put you in the circumstances to find that person. And I'm not saying, because like sometimes I do get frustrated when people are like, oh, the moment you let go is when you'll find that person, and it did say that in the Tuberose reading that I read, the Tuberose book that I read. It said your desires are holy, like your desires are beautiful, and there is no reason to like release your desires. Quote, you know how they say like, it's like, oh, once you let it go, that's when it'll show up. And it's like, well, I don't think that's really how, like, you don't need to let go of your desire. You can just hold it in your heart with love, but also with detachment, and knowing that it's meant to be. And you just trust, like it just takes the pressure off, like with that burden energy we picked up on, it just takes the pressure off. Like, let go, trust, know that you are meant for this love that you have been envisioning, that you have been feeling is coming towards you. It's like almost like trusting that inner light and that inner faith, and knowing and that feeling. And even like if you've been receiving messages about love, or you just have had visions, or you just have had just like an internal knowing that there's someone out there that you're meant to be with, or even if you've had feelings of familiarity with people you already know, there's this feeling of whatever those feelings that you've been tapping into. And even if you are in a relationship and you've had this like, oh, I really want to feel this way in the relationship, and I know that's possible, but like, how do we get there? How do we meet in the middle? It's this feeling of just holding that in your heart with love and with detachment, knowing it's possible, and knowing that you are going to be guided to take the steps that you need to take to get to that place. So it's taking the pressure off. It's taking the burden off your shoulders. It's not having to let go of what is innate to who you are, and not having to let go of your desires, but just letting them be, letting them exist, and like knowing that you falling into the natural flow of your life and just falling into love with yourself and your life will naturally take you where you need to be to get to that place. It's like you don't even really have to put in effort towards it. It's this feeling of, like, it's Four of Pentacles, like this is secured for you. This love, this feeling of connectedness, this feeling of deeper intimacy, it is secured for you. And the more you trust in that and you let go of how it comes to be, just the more enjoyable your life is, really. It's more about like, yeah, like letting go of that burden and walking through life in a way that's magical, and where you see like, and there's like with the sun here, it feels like this strong message of get to know yourself more deeply, get to know your authentic nature more intimately. Trust in who you are, and trust that by you deepening into who you are, like it's just like this inevitable, like with the Wheel of Fortune conjoined with the Sun card, it feels like the more you rise to your true self and you deepen into your own light and you move about the world connected to that, it's like everything just falls into place. That's your journey. Like, it's about self-love and self-knowing, and the outer things will reflect. The more deeply you go into that love and that knowing and that connectedness, the more the outer world will reflect that back to you. And there is this feeling of, with the sun, like shining that light outward, being bold and brave enough to let your love and let your authenticity be felt and seen and heard by others and expressed in the world around you. Even if it's a quiet confidence in who you are, like even if it's like going to the grocery store and instead of like shutting down and like not wanting to be there and just like putting internal walls up, you know, like some of us do, like hate going to the grocery store. It's this feeling of, you know what, no, I'm going to stand in my light and have my head held high and walk through this store with vibrancy. And I hope other people get some of that good juju along the way. But, you know, that's like, instead of trying to protect myself from this closed off way, I'm going to protect myself from the inside out and have my light just shine out, that nothing can really, you know, permeate it or affect it in a negative way. Like, it is going to affect things in a positive way. Quite the opposite, you know? So yeah, it's just this feeling of walking through life like that and knowing, that, yeah, like I just see you as like a ball of light moving about and just landing where you need to land. And then this other person who is a ball of light as well lands right next to you. And then there's like, okay, it's time. This is it. Like, you know, so yeah, there's just a lightheartedness coming through, a love, a self-love coming through, a deepening into sovereignty. Yeah, so much. And I want to pull some cards from the Muse Tarot to see what else is coming through. And it's only fair, like with the Justice card, it's only fair that you find yourself in love with life, in love with the people or person you're with. And like, it's only fair that love reflects itself back to you in the world around you. Okay. So we've got the 10 of Swords, which I find interesting that we have 2 10 cards. So there might be, I want to dig into that a little more, like there's like a finality energy here. Temperance, the Emperor, again with the masculine energy. Page of Cups, I think that makes a lot of sense. Page of Cups is this exuberant, light, playful energy. And I think that's, again, you've got the Knight of Cups twice. So there's this message and Page of Pentacles over here. There's a message about opening up to what the romance of life wants to bring you, and opening up to what romance means for you. So specifically for you. So we've all been kind of like wounded by like rom-coms and like TV romance and like what we expect, or like even just relationships around us. Like no relationship is the same. There's no like formula or recipe to a good relationship, or to how you're supposed to meet, or how the relationship unfolds. Like there's no right or wrong way. And how it's going to come about for you is going to be unique for you. And it's not going to look like anybody else's story. So there is this this message of opening up to how, like, it's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. There's just this feeling of your path is your unique path, but it's yours. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel like you. It's going to make the most sense. It's all going to unfold in a way, like after it unfolds, you're going to be like, oh my God, of course it happened like that. That is like the universe knows me more than I know myself. And of course, like God, the universe, spirit would orchestrate something just like that for it to come about in this way that caters to who I am specifically, and even caters to some of my quirks and my eccentricities or my fears, or, it caters to me in such a way that it harmoniously unfolds in the way that makes me feel the most safe and free and light and good and just like myself. So don't worry about it. There's no pressure, because the right person, again, is going to make you feel like comfortable and safe and make you feel like you can just be yourself. So it's not going to be as scary as you think it is. And with the finality energy, I'm kind of thinking, just again, it's like I think it's an ending of these expectations. It's not shutting anything off, but not like, it's like not canceling out or saying like, no, it can't happen this way, or no, it can't be this specific. Well, sometimes you can say it can't be this specific person, but you know what I mean? It's kind of just like not canceling out a way it can happen, but also not like requiring it to happen a certain way or expecting it to happen a certain way. There's just a very much complete finality of expectations, and just a letting go and being like, screw it. I don't know how this is going to come to be, but I'm just going to like love my life as it is and just feed love into the world around me, and just hopefully it will all work out. And I'm going to hold that desire in my heart and trust that there's a plan. And yeah, it's this strong. And there's also like the Emperor, and that masculine energy was coming through, and there's some like toxic messages out there, I think, in some like spiritual teachings about femininity and masculinity, and to deepen into your, like, it's almost like, I feel like there's some underlying messaging that in order to attract a masculine, you have to deepen into your feminine, more like live in an experience of your feminine a little bit more deeply, or vice versa. And it's kind of like this, I don't know, there's just like this weird duality consciousness that's like, ugh, like, sorry, I don't think so. I don't think that's how like that works at all. I think it's deepen into who you are in your authenticity, and you will attract the person who is meant for you. There's no right or wrong way to embody your energy, your femininity, your masculinity, whatever it may be. There's no right. Like, we're all just a mix of it all. It's all just like a colorful mix of whatever. And like, don't suppress like your internal femininity or masculinity because you think that was perfect timing. I think I just said, the last sentence I said, by embodying exactly who you are, whether it be in your feminine elements, your masculine elements, or whoever you are, whatever, that's how you're going to attract who you're meant to attract. Just what feels like you, what feels right to you, what makes you feel good in your body and in your being. And then by doing that and following that, that will attract the best person for you. All right. So let's see. I haven't read the Temperance card. That's the one card I haven't read yet. And then we have a Page of Pentacles here, which just, it feels like it's just alluding to this new journey, like just of self-embodiment and trusting who you are. But with the Temperance card, Temperance is about like alchemical, a lot of time I think it's about alchemical transformation. It's about elements coming together and working perfectly in your favor. I kind of mentioned that with the feminine and masculine energies within. But also Temperance is about holding back a little bit. It's about, knowing when to move and when to stay still. It's about knowing when to temper yourself a little bit with certain habits, or there's something here about knowing when not to get carried away and knowing when to pull back and root into your being. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like, say you go on a date with someone and you really like them, and that part of you that really wants to be in a relationship starts getting all like carried away and starts being like, oh my God, maybe this is the one. Oh my God, And then there's like the stronger rooted part of you that you've been cultivating that is saying like, take it, let's bring it back. Let's give ourselves some space and some time away from this person to root back into who we are. Make sure that we are being true to ourselves. Make sure that we're standing up for our needs and our true desires. Make sure that we are back in touch with our like non-negotiables, and we're back in touch with our truth, and rooting into that, staying rooted into that on this journey, consistently rooting into that, and knowing that you will know what is meant for you and what is not meant for you. Even more so, you'll be able to navigate this path with strength and with stability the more you continuously remind yourself you need to root into who you are like this. There's this feeling of self-trust. There's this feeling of, it's kind of like your inner child getting carried away and being like wanting to just go all in with something, and you being like, no, honey, like we have to be careful here. Like we have to take care of our needs first and foremost. And if this does end up aligning with our needs, then okay. But it's like, yeah, it's just this feeling of not getting carried away and trusting in yourself. But it feels like you've got that, especially if you really take the advice of this reading and root into your sovereignty and your authentic nature and learning about who you are, and not taking any, taking societal expectations and pressures off of you, and just knowing this is your journey, and however it unfolds will make sense to you and will feel good to you. And if it doesn't, then it's not for you. So yeah, that is your message. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into the mini Reiki blessing. So all you got to do for this is have an open mind, an open spirit. Just lean back, sit back. You can pause the video if you need to get comfy real quick, and then receive it. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and just get into it. Here we go. Take a few deep breaths. Open up to receive this Reiki blessing. Imagine yourself rooted in who you are, letting go of all the expectations of the world about what your romantic life, your romantic journey is supposed to look like. Let it all go. Release it all into the universe and trust that who you are at your core will exactly attract someone who is perfectly right for you, perfectly balanced for you, the perfect counterpart. Trust that the more you deepen into your soul and into your light, your color, your authenticity, the closer you are to this harmonious intimacy and romance of life that you desire. Any energies that are not serving you on your authentic path are now released, cleared away, and sent off into the universe to be transformed into love and goodness. All of your heart's desires are safe guidance on your journey. They are at rest in your soul, knowing that you have everything you need to satiate them, to feel in harmony with them. And that the deeper you're in touch with your own love and your own desire, and the deeper you feel in your worthiness of your desires being met, the more the world shows up for you, the more the world provides for you. You are loved, seen, and known for who you are. And it is inevitable that the right energies or person will reflect that back to you in a way that satiates your deepest desires. You are safe, you are free, you are loved. Thank you. Alrighty, take your time. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your presence. I hope this reading was uplifting and supportive, and I hope you truly felt the love that came through in that Reiki blessing. If you'd like to support me, you can like, comment, or subscribe. You can check out my Patreon, my other Infinite Prayer energy healing transmissions. I also have merchandise with my beautiful bee and flowers logo, along with the phrase "Hello, lovely human" on it. Super cute. And if you'd like to have a personal reading from me, I actually recently opened up some slots for that as well. So otherwise, I hope to see you in another reading. And again, thank you. Bye. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and for today's reading, we are asking the question, what are the next steps on your journey as human? So my intention for this reading is to both incorporate the physical world and the spiritual world. So just like an intermingling of the two. I want to, before we get started in the reading, I want to introduce my Patreon to you guys. So I am 1 month in with my Patreon, and what I'm going to be doing for my Patreon is 2 in-depth pick a card tarot readings. One is going to be more externally focused, which is about what you're manifesting, what you're creating in the world. And the other is going to be more internally focused, which is going to be about your healing journey, your spiritual journey, etc. And for the internally focused reading, I am offering an in-depth infinite prayer, guided visualization, and Reiki blessing. And I just posted my first one of those, and it ended up being very powerful and very potent. So if you'd like to be supported by me in that way on a monthly basis, you can check out my Patreon. There is a link down below for that. Also, at the end of this reading, I'm going to be doing a mini Reiki blessing. So definitely stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get into the reading. So for the first card I pulled, it's from the Magic of Flowers Oracle, and it's going to be an overarching theme for the entirety of your reading. So let's see what you got. Aw. Ooh, inner child vibes, kind of. It says pansy, and there's a fairy in the card that looks like a child. And there's light shining down and just a very pure, innocent energy. And I'm going to read a little bit from the book because it may say something completely different, but that's the vibe I'm getting from it. So let's see. All right. So with pansy, the keyword is contemplate. So pansy's magical specialties is calming stress relief, clarity, gentleness, ideas, love divination, purity, and self-exploration. It appears that you could benefit from taking a step back and thinking things over before taking action. Or drawing this card could simply be an indication that your spirit desires some time of quiet contemplation, perhaps in the form of meditation, study, or a solitary walk or retreat. Whatever the circumstances and object of inquiry, this is certainly not a time to rush or take impulsive action. Perhaps a little investigation is in order. There might be aspects of this situation that you're not yet aware of, or courses of action that have not yet occurred to you. Take a deep breath, quiet your mind, and let any frenetic or worrisome thoughts settle and dissolve away. What does this fertile, quiet wisdom at the shady forest floor of your consciousness counsel you to do? When you bring to mind possible actions, which one feels the most natural, positive, and authentic? It might not be the easiest or the quickest option, but if it's the one that brings the greatest sense of peace to your being, how could it be wrong? I love that. I'm actually really grateful for this energy. It's really calm and grounded, and it makes me want to just, maybe we should do this together. Let's take a really beautiful, deep breath of fresh air. Whew. All right. So this so far very much feels like a call into stillness, a call into peace, into inner knowing. It's very much hanged man energy. It's a pause. It's a letting go and a trust and a deepening into your inner knowing of what feels best for you. And there very much, it felt like a message of, instead of moving forward impulsively, like if there is any bit of hesitance or doubting or questioning of what you're doing moving forward, maybe taking a little bit of time to deepen into what is right for you. And maybe those steps that you want to take forward are right for you. But it's almost like this feeling of getting fully behind what you're doing and then moving forward, like getting your soul behind it and maybe taking steps a little bit more slowly, but each step is more potent. So it ironically gets you to where you want to be more quickly. So because of the potency of the steps and the intention behind it. So, okay. So we're going to pull a couple cards from the Sacred the Sacred Traveler Oracle. And we will see what you get. Actually, I want to blend them up really good. So you got, oh my goodness, this one just doesn't want to come. Actually, okay. Let me keep mixing them. There's something, here we go. This is better. These two, okay. We got Journey by Moonlight, Believe in Magic. And there's another fairy. Okay, this is very much calling you into nature for sure. Yeah, and then you've got Fogged In. Go slow, take time. And that's just reiterating what we said. It's like moving forward like in a rushed way, or in a way that like where there's a little bit of doubt or hesitance with what you're doing. It's almost like fogging and just causing like unnecessary, like maybe missteps even. It's like you're heading in the right direction, but you're kind of rushing through things and it's missing potential opportunities. There's this feeling of wanting to slow down, be more connected to your path. Yeah, and then with Journey by Moonlight, that's like, and Fogged In, you know, the moon card in tarot is like murky energy. It's like things that are kind of hidden and not really like seen fully clearly. It's there's hidden opportunities that you may miss if you don't slow down. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Enchanted Map. I wanted to pull, like, have the oracle cards be, and tarot really, be more journey related, like path related, travel related, because it's just like our life's journey, and like there are compasses on these cards. So that was kind of my intention with the tarot, or with the oracle cards. You got encouragement with number 54. And number 47 with Sacred Pool. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, I noticed earlier, it said rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present. This was, I'll just put it right here, I guess. Actually, I'm just going to kind of keep it in mind because I need that space. But it was kind of like with the Sacred Pool, I wanted to mention it because like water element. And there is water element in these two cards as well. So there might be something with cleansing your energy. With Sacred Pool, like this pond in the picture, there's a woman floating in it. And it just feels very still. It's like a cleansing still waters, like sitting in stillness. Like like imagine yourself at the bottom, like if you could breathe underwater. This is part of that imagination, but at the bottom of a still pond where you can still see everything around you. There's enough light where you could see everything. And you're just kind of like, it's so still and serene and quiet. And it's like, it's just peaceful and nothing needs to happen and nothing needs to change. It just is what it is, and just being. Yeah, you're being pulled into just being, which feels like, again, with that breath of fresh air, it's like a relief. Like I feel like you're being pulled into this relieving, like there's no rush. Take your time, be connected to the present moment. It's okay. Doing this is going to get you where you want to go more quickly. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards from the Shadowscapes Tarot, and we'll get a little bit more of a solid message here. Like that felt like a message of like, because the question is what's next on, like what steps are next for you, and that felt like it was guiding you into how to take those steps. Like what's next? Oh, it's to slow down, it's to be more connected to the steps. But I do want to get into a little bit more concrete messaging around it and see what we get. Okay, so we've got the Two of Wands, which is about planning. Okay. We've got the Nine of Cups, which is about emotional fulfillment. So far I'm getting like making a plan moving forward that takes into account what is going to bring you the most joy, what is going to make you feel the best on a day-to-day basis. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay. The Ace of Cups. I really feel like you're being called into this co-creative, pleasureful energy that takes the long term into account and takes your health into account, your emotional health, spiritual and physical health, takes everything into account. It's like if we're planning for the future, we're not only planning for the destination that we want to arrive to, but we're planning for our day-to-day and the enjoyment of our day-to-day. You've got the King of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the King of Wands. Okay. Okay. With the Ace of Cups, it feels like there's an opportunity. Okay. Let me say that again. with the Ace of Cups, there is an opportunity to be more emotionally connected to your life, what you're creating, because it very much feels like you're creating something in the physical world. You're building something. There is something you're aspiring to, something you want to achieve. And with the Eight of Pentacles being here next to the Ten of Pentacles, it very much feels like a long-term journey. It is something that is going to bring you sustained security and fulfillment. It's going to bring you a sense of purpose and connectedness to the web of humanity, the web of your life, the web of life on Earth. And overall, it very much feels like you want to feel emotionally fulfilled in what you're doing. And it's not about the destination. It is about the journey for you. That's the whole purpose of the work you're putting in, of the day-to-day, step-by-step tasks you're achieving, and your, like, the vision that you have for the future is not complete if the path you take to get there is not fulfilling. So there's very much a pulling back and a reorienting yourself and a reminding yourself of this truth. There's no rush. There never was a rush. And you can't skip ahead, especially when it comes to healing, especially when it comes to building long-term sustainable wealth, or building a lifestyle that is sustainable, like a free or like just a healthier, more balanced lifestyle that you wish to have that's sustainable over time. This isn't something that you can rush towards. There's no like get rich quick schemes that would ever work. There's no like jumping in like head first that is going to bring you to a long-term sustained level of nourishment, level of feeling like secure and rooted, feeling connected to your life and why you're here. The only thing that can bring that to you is your solid intention and actions based off of those intentions, and a recognition that slowness is the natural way, and nature doesn't hurry, nature doesn't rush, yet everything is accomplished. I think that's like a Lao Tzu or like, where did that come from? I've read that on a little tag off of a tea bag, probably. But yeah, nature, I think it says nature doesn't rush, yet all is accomplished. And I think you're being called into more deeper connection with nature in that way. Like the way in which you build your life is meant to be harmonious with nature and alive in a way that nature is alive, and interconnected in a way that nature is interconnected. So going into like what we mentioned earlier with this, the fairy cards, and going into nature feels very important for you. Like spending more time, like taking more time out and walking through nature, like longer walks in nature, slower walks in nature. Like making sure you don't, if you do have your phone, put it on airplane or turn it off. You know, it's really just being connected to the present moment, connected to yourself, and whatever arises, being with it. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's painful sometimes, you know, sometimes we have healing that we need to do along the journey that needs to be taken care of, so that when certain goals that you're after are attained, you've done the internal work as well, so that when you receive the benefits of what you're creating, you're able to fully receive it. You're able to fully enjoy it and feel connected to it because of you've done the internal work as well. So it's a journey. And a recognition, there was also a recognition of the temporal nature of reality, like or temporary. I don't know if that's the right word, but the nature of reality and the nature of life on earth in general being temporary, and like knowing that the present moment is all you'll ever have, and this feeling of being, and there's no pressure to be happy with the present moment. There really isn't. You will have days and moments and months and even maybe sometimes years where you are completely fulfilled and happy and over the moon. But there's no pressure. Like with social media, I feel like there's this pressure to feel like we need to love our lives and be in love with our lives. And that's just absolute bullshit. That's not what we're here. That's not only what we're here to do. Like, sometimes life sucks. And to be honest, if we're completely ignoring like the suckiness of life, then we're not living our purpose. There is too much in this world that needs fixed, that needs help, that needs our love, that needs what we have to offer. And if we're not confronting it, then we're not living our purpose. We're not connected. We're not, like, a huge part of why we're here on earth is just going completely unnoticed. So being more connected to the day-to-day, being more connected to reality and what it really is, being connected to the sometimes discomforting or disquieting nature of reality and life on earth, and how imbalanced we are, and reckoning with that is a part of this life. So this, yes, like you are called into the present moment and knowing that this is what you're here to do, even if it sucks. I'm sorry, but I think this is a comfort. If I heard this message, it would be comforting to me, because I just being present with what is just so comforting to me. Like, yeah, like life isn't perfect, but there's love here, there's purpose here, and I matter here. Something matters here. And that brings me comfort, you know? So yeah, just remember that. Like if you're having an amazing time right now and you are basking in the beauty and the joy of your life, like do that, bask in it, because that's part of life as well. And we need people embodied in that. But also if life kind of isn't the best right now, or you've got like shades of gray in your life right now, and it's just kind of meh, or even if it's like if there's heavier things going on in your life right now, like you are seen and you are honored right where you are, no matter where you are. And your life has purpose no matter where you are. And you are loved no matter where you are, just so you know. All right, so I'm going to pull, well, you know what? Hold on. I didn't, like over here, I didn't really touch on these. So we've got the King of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the King of Wands. And I'm definitely curious about that. Because like with this over here, it really was, it felt like talking about, or it, sorry, it felt like it was speaking to what you're envisioning, what you're working towards, what you're building in the material. So this could have to do with your career. This could have to do with an artistic or creative endeavor, a mission that you're putting forth, or you're connected to, or you're working towards. Take it how it resonates, but there's something you're building and working towards. And over here we have the King of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the King of Wands. And I'm definitely, give me a second here. I'm going to pull just one for now of these tarot cards to help me clarify what this, like the King of Swords is looking towards the Ace of Cups, and I'm curious what that kind of entails. And it has to do with the Three of Cups, which is about community. It could be about like, it's just like multiple people, like friendships, community, celebrations, parties. It's giving me like the King of Swords can be like kind of a colder energy. And then the Three of Cups is about like, it feels like more warm, and it has to do with community. And there almost is like this feeling of like cutting away your ties or your, like, any weight that's coming from your community, so that you can like focus on your greater vision and your passion and what you really love to do. And yeah, there's this kind of, okay, I need another tarot card. Yep, you got the Two of Wands again. So there is a message that it is okay to cut away from external energies if they are distracting you from your bigger vision. There is and this, going into nature may help with this as well. Like a healthy isolation is kind of coming through. It's like this feeling of, I'm going to go into nature, go into my own energy here, and envision what it is that I really want, and plan for the future from that space, from this slowing down, reoriented, and then cutting away of these external influences, and finding the purity of your vision and deciding to walk towards it, and making that plan that takes into account your emotional well-being and your enjoyment of your life along the way. So that's, yeah, it's just this visioning. It's kind of like reorienting and manifesting the path to get to your goals and what you want that to look like. So yeah, whatever that means to you and however you can achieve that, whatever's popping up into your mind, like, how can I spend more time on my own, or how can I release distractions and focus, and just putting that intention, like, you can do that right now. Put that intention out there to do that, to reorient and revision. And I really feel like this is going to be a part of your life, like every 6 months, or even every 3 months, or, you know, it's like one of those things that you continuously do where you just regroup. What didn't work for me in the past 3 months, 6 months? What did work for me? What can I shed? What can I bring forward? And what is working in general, and what feels good in general? Yeah, just like a reorienting, cutting away of what, yeah, letting go, you know, even with like the coldness of that King of Swords, it's like, maybe there were things that you thought you should be doing to create this vision that you see that weren't working, but it's like you think you should be doing, oh, this is what everybody does, this is what, but it doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for your vision. It doesn't work for your schedule, for your sense of well-being and health. It doesn't work. So you let it go, and you just are like cold about it. Like, I don't care. I don't need to do that. It doesn't make sense for me. I'm good. But yeah, like, very much, it feels like the more you deepen into your own sovereign, like, energy and vision, and unapologetically cut away all these external energies and just be like, head down, I'm doing my thing. It really feels like we go from the Page of Wands to the King of Wands here. And it just feels like an ignition of energy. It's like you're freeing up the energy to help sustain you on this journey, and to help you get more done, to help you move forward. Like, all this power of, like, King of Wands is like, has the most, it's like the most energetic card of the deck, aside from maybe like the Sun card. The King of Wands is like this powerful, inspiring, lit up, like exponential growth, like power, like just master, like creator, just igniter, like energy. And I feel like this is your path to get there. And it's going to start off with like a smaller spark, and like you feel that energy building. And then the more you just unapologetically move towards your vision, you'll find that you'll have more and more energy to achieve it. And also you'll be more connected. And yeah, again, like every once in a while, regrouping, making sure you're taking care of yourself, and you're happy and you're content with how you're living your life and how it feels. And yeah, it's all the support, like this card in particular, I'll show you it. So it is this like ram, or like he has antlers, so, or like a stag man and he has a scepter, and there's like lions all around him, and it's just giving this vibe of like all of the spiritual support and the material support is all going to back you. It's like all this power coming in to support you on your journey and on your mission. There very much feels like a purpose to what you're doing. Something that's aligned with the greater good, something that's aligned with spirit, with the universe, with God, like with your divine mission on this planet. But it feels almost like your divine mission is a joy, is something you're passionate about, something you love doing. It's something that you would do even if it didn't like affect everybody in these powerful, beautiful ways and change the world in the powerful ways that it will change the world. It's something you love doing. This is the path you're taking because you love it. And that's the whole purpose. You love it and others benefit from it and they're inspired by it. I feel like you're going to be inspiring so many people to live their dreams and to live in this way where they're taking their flow and their emotional stability and their freedom and their joy into account. You know, it feels very stable, strong. Yeah, this is really beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to pull a few more of these Muse tarot cards, and then we will get into the Reiki blessing. I'm actually really excited to edit these videos. Usually I'm kind of done afterwards and I'm like, I'll edit them in a couple days, but I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to just take care of it tonight. Maybe it's this energy, like all this energy that's coming forward with this King of Wands. Like I'm feeling motivated. So okay. All right. We got the Justice card. I'm pretty sure the Justice card has come out for every single reading, all three of these readings, which that's super cool. I feel like all the scales are balanced, like collectively, the scales are balancing in your favor, like in our favor, like something like a pendulum is swinging where it needs to swing. Like it's like the tension that's created from pulling back the arrow, like the archer's arrow, the release of it's happening, like something's shifting to where like tension is becoming like earlier, like the breath we took, like the release, the exhale is coming. Nine of Swords. Okay, interesting. I don't know. Ooh, the Hermit. I was thinking, I love that it's over here where like the Two of Wands with that King of Swords. And I was talking about going, I don't know if I actually verbally said it, but it was like going into hermit mode and doing your thing and cutting away those external circumstances. I kind of love that. But also the hermit mode, the hermit makes sense for this entire reading because it is that self-reflection, that what do I want? How do I want to move forward? You know, taking that time for yourself. Queen of Cups makes a lot of sense as well. It's like emotional fulfillment, fluidity, flow, taking compassion and self-love into account on your journey. I'm still curious about the Nine of Swords. It's about fears, so I definitely... ooh, and then we have the Fool over here. So there might be some... yeah, I love that it's over here too, because this regrouping energy, again, keep doing it, because your vision's going to constantly change over your life. And so I see you with all this powerful energy coming in to propel you forward into your vision. Even though you feel so motivated and just like full of so much energy to fulfill, don't forget to regroup. If you are getting an internal nudging when you're in this energy, this enlivened energy, to kind of like slow down, take a breath, regroup. Let's make sure we're taking the next step that we want to take. Let's make sure that this next step into the unknown that we're taking is what feels right to us and what feels calming and grounded to our soul. Because there's very much going to be all this fire energy going on. Powerful, passionate, amazing, uplifting, life-altering power, fire energy. And I think that this is a message of you are leaping into the unknown, and it's not even about controlling where you're going. It's not about that at all. It's more about like taking that leap or that step from a place of trust and like a calm, like knowing that it's right and it feels good to all of you. There's no doubt. There's no worry or fears around it. It's just a calm step into the unknown and trusting step. Cool. What is this Nine of Swords though? That is what I'm curious. On the bottom we've got, I like that we have the King and Queen of Swords. It very much feels like super balanced as far as like in the places that you need to be unapologetic and move forward with your vision in a way that's just like, I know what I'm doing and I'm not going to let anybody get in the way of it. And I'm not going to let anybody's doubts or anybody's fears or worries get in the way of me moving forward. So it could be the fears and worries could be coming from outside of yourself. It could be coming from people who question your path or people who don't understand it or people who don't understand your vision. Or it could be like you worrying that you're not fulfilling your duties to the people around you, that, you know, there could be some energies there about that. I think I need a couple of clarifiers because I'm not really like understanding that Nine of Swords card. I think there's going to be a little message in itself. Okay, I'll pull some of these Shadowscape Tarot cards around the Nine of Swords and we'll see what we get. And it's over the Fogged In card. I did kind of mention earlier that sometimes along the way there is healing that needs done. Little things like emotional things or maybe not even little things, big things even, like root level insecurities or childhood wounding, or, you know, there could be heavier things along the way that need addressed and healed, and it's a part of this journey, and part of this journey is you leaving room for that, you making sure that no matter where you're headed, there's always going to be space and room for you to be able to address anything that may come up around your healing. You know, like creating a lifestyle where if you need to take a week off, you can absolutely do that. That's something you've crafted for yourself. Your ability to factor that in, like the human condition, into your lifestyle and into your vision and where you're going. And that very much feels connected to your purpose as well, and how you're serving other people too, to help them be able to do that, and wake up to that reality as well. So we got the Eight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe one more. Whoa, you got Justice again. Justice is so heavy. I think that makes perfect sense actually, because I'm recording this the day before the South Node solar eclipse in Libra. So Justice is Libra. Justice is Libra is the balancing of scales. We may be moving out of this people-pleasing energy, of this melding into your environment or into the needs of others that is making you question your path, or making you question your ability to, or not question your ability to, but it's getting in the way of your ability to channel all your energy into the vision that you seek. And it's not to say that we don't have responsibilities when it comes to our partnerships or our family or our community that are meant to be honored and meant to be nourished. It's just that imbalance when it comes to overfeeding into our environment and the people around us in a way that compromises what is sacred to us and what is important, like what is truly important to our souls first and foremost. There is this feeling of reorienting everything that still incorporates healthy relationships and a balance of give and take there, that honors the importance of your purpose and your journey and your vision and the path you're taking and what you're forging in the world. So there's a releasing of feeling like this is just the way it is. This is how I interact with the people in my life and like overgiving kind of energy. It's a releasing of that and moving into, yeah, more purpose and teaching others. Like, the more you honor your vision and what you're working towards, and you stand firm in that, the more you teach others to honor it as well. And it might just take some time for them to get like adjusted to it and reorient their life and energies, like to kind of take care of themselves a little bit more, or you know what I mean? Like, it's like just to help balance things out, just being firm in it, unapologetic in it, but still loving and kind, and just moving forward from that. This could be a huge part of this reorienting that you do moving forward. I love that the Wheel of Fortune is here, though. It really feels like it is time to make the shift. It is time to truly, like, it is divine timing, and everything is right for you to move forward. And ooh, this is interesting. I think the next eclipse season in March, and the only reason I know this is because my South Node is in Libra and my North Node is in Aries. And I'm pretty sure the next eclipse season, there is a North Node eclipse in Aries. So I think it's amazing. Like, Aries is kind of the opposite of Libra in a way. It's like, I mean, I'm not, just please, I'm not, don't judge me on my astrology knowledge, but what I'm feeling is this, this powerful forging forward in a healthy and balanced way, and being unapologetic yet loving in it. And it just feels like the energies for you at this time, whether you're listening to this reading around the time I'm mentioning with these eclipses or not, the energies for you are so like ripe for this. Like, ride the wave when you can, because the energies are so good for you right now to cut away what's not serving you in ways of relating and move forward on your goals, and trusting and knowing that this is what's best for myself and for everyone else, because it is what's best for myself and my soul and the vision I see. Yeah, so okay. Beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm so like, it didn't even click until now that the Justice card has been so, like, you got the Justice card, was it twice? Let me see. Yeah, you got the Justice card twice. I'm pretty sure one of the other readings got the Justice card twice as well. So I just think it's super interesting how the readings correlate with like astrological events, and it's mind-blowing, really. But yeah, you're heading into this beautiful future, and purposeful and passionate and connected and healthy and grounded and flowing future. Like, you're such a powerful person and inspiring person, and you're going to do such amazing things in this world, and you're going to make such a difference on this planet. And not only that, you're going to feel so connected and grounded and loved and honored for who you are, and just like happy. You're going to feel happy with your life and contented with your life. And it's because of all this work you're putting in. So very beautiful. I'm like, part of it, like, I feel like spirit guides came in and want to be like, I'm so proud of you. You're doing amazing. Yeah. So I think that is it. Like, I feel like there's like a lingering, sometimes I get this feeling at the end where I'm like, am I done? Is there anything else to say here? I almost want to pull one more tarot. Okay, Three of Pentacles. With the Three of Pentacles, the last reading got the Three of Pentacles, and it's giving me this vibe of, especially when it's existing in this energy, how I was talking about you shifting this and how you're relating to others. There's very much a communication element here and a collaboration element. Like, it's a feeling of communicating your needs, communicating your vision, your sense of faith in your vision in a powerful, positive way into your immediate environment, or into where you may be, like, in the relationships where you may be overgiving. Like, there's a way to powerfully and positively I don't know why the word invite, invoke, present like your vision, and it just feels like it's inevitable that these energies around will get in alignment with it. And if they can't, they'll just be like, if it's friendships that aren't supporting you, I don't know, it just feels like you either kind of get on board or you kind of, what is it? Ship in or ship out? Ship up or ship out? Something like that. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. It's just this feeling of, this is what it is, but there's a light around it. It's like a positive spin on it, and it's like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And the people around you just being like, oh, cool. Okay, well, how can I shift my energy to help support this? Like, it's just that kind of feeling. So very beautiful. Yay. Alrighty. We're going to do the mini Reiki blessing now. So sit tight. You can pause the video if you want to get more comfy to receive it. But I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. So here we go. Go ahead and take that deep breath and long exhale if you haven't already, and trust that where you're headed is exactly where you're meant to be, and that you are connected to a divine power of creation and creativity. You are connected to love itself and are acting on love itself, and by doing so, you are creating positive change in the world. Quite simply, by being yourself, you make a difference. Now open up to receive the energies you need to shift and reorient yourself to what is most aligned and peaceful and calm for your soul. All right, take your time. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate and honor your presence. If you'd like to support me, the easiest way would be to like, comment, or subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. You can also check out my Patreon, my other Infinite Prayer Reiki blessings, my merchandise, which features my bee and flowers logo with the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," super cute. Or if you'd like a personal reading, I just opened up a few slots for those. I have pre-recorded readings with or without a Reiki blessing. And then I do one-on-one readings as well that include distance Reiki as well. So, and then I also have a YouTube channel called Soul Harken if you'd like to check that out. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.